I'm sitting here with arguably one of the hardest working men in Hollywood, Mr. John Ottman. He not only composed the score for X-Men Days of Future Past, he also edited the film. Welcome to ArcLight Cinemas, Mr. Ottman.
Good to be here.
All right, thank you. Do you prefer editor slash composer, composer slash editor, or do you just leave the slashing to Wolverine?
You know, it's funny. Everyone knows that I prefer just to write film scores, but after going through a year and a half or 2 years of helping make a movie, I don't mind the editor going first, I guess, because it was pretty much what consumed most of what I did on the film.
How rare is it for someone to have both of these jobs?
It's pretty rare. So why would they do that to themselves? But
are you reading my questions? Exactly. So that begs the question: why do you do it?
Yeah. I'm not sure, but let's just say Brian. You know, we go way back.
Mr. Brian Singer, of course, the director of X-Men: Days of Future Past. This is eighth time that you've worked with him. Let's take a look at these films. X2, X-Men United, The Usual Suspects, Superman Returns, Valkyrie. These are just a few of the projects you guys have worked together. And I have to ask, is he blackmailing you?
Yes. There's a certain shorthand we have, and there's a trust factor, I think, that means a lot to him. So it's basically, he just pretty much insists that I edit the film.
We have a clip. We have the opening battle sequence. I want to hear your process.
Well, a scene like that's a long journey, all about pre-conceiving the scene, doing the storyboards, animating the storyboards, and then going to shoot it.
During this entire part of your process, you've got your editor hat on.
Right. The score was also a big task, but it was in the last quarter. People would be surprised to know that when I assemble the film, I do it with no music whatsoever, because I feel like, even though I'm a composer, I feel like music is often a crutch to sell a sequence as an editor when it's masking problems the sequence might have. And in that light, I like to present my first cut to myself, really, and Brian, that's dry. And if it's working without music, then the music's just going to bring it to another level.
We were supposed to protect them! Eric, where were you, Charles? You abandoned us all.
What are the biggest misconceptions that you hear from people when they find out you're both the editor and composer on a film like this?
When I tell people that I'm the composer as well as the editor, they think that means, oh, I'm editing the music. It's basically managing the entire film, reshuffling scenes, recutting, planning additional material to shoot. You would think, because I'm the editor, that writing the score would be easier, and there's a vestige of truth in that, but I'm so overwhelmed with managing the film that I have very little time to write the score. I think we can come up a little bit here.
It isn't all blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, sometimes you're just canoodling with some of Hollywood's most famous actors and leading ladies.
Oh, right.
So what is happening in this picture?
I don't know what she's telling me right here, but she is hilarious. She is, I read this article the other day that was like, her down-to-earth quality is just some sort of show. And it's not true. She is as real as it gets.
What for you is the most just joyful part of these two jobs that you have?
Finishing, but I'm also doing something that's probably one of the most magical parts of filmmaking, is basically being there in front of a 90 or 100 piece orchestra and then hearing come to life what you've written.
ArcLight's guests oftentimes are real movie lovers. They come here because they want to see films showcased that really respect the art and the craft and the process that go into the films.
And a good sound and in focus.
Yeah.
That's why I come here.
I was going to ask, how important is that to you?
No, it's like, it's really depressing to me when we spend weeks on a dub stage shaping the sound just right and having it sound just perfect, and then you go to a theater and it sounds like crap. And this is the place I can go where I feel like it's pretty much exactly the experience I had in the dub stage at Fox or Warner Brothers, whatever, and it translates perfectly here, and that's why I'll go nowhere but through the ArcLight.